More health news now. Iowa is now the second worst state in the nation for new cancer cases, and researchers say what's in your water, your air, and your soil may be the driving forces behind that. The rise in cancer cases is dramatic. In 2013, Iowa ranked 19th in the nation for new cancer cases. By 2015, Iowa was 8th, and today Iowa is in 2nd place, and researchers say that rise isn't slowing down. KTIV's Taylor Deckard has a closer look at the numbers released today by the Iowa Environmental Council here in Sioux City. Taylor?
Yes, Matt, they say this is something that won't change unless people are educated on it and talk about it. More than 170,000 Iowans are living with cancer right now. Thousands more have lost someone to it. The Iowa Environmental Council wants to change that.
Really concerned and not necessarily shocked, but surprised, I think, to see every hand in the room go up when the question about do you have a personal connection to cancer was posed.
Iowa State Senator Caitlin Dray has experienced cancer herself and attended Wednesday's conversation to learn more about the latest research.
We're having the right conversations, but especially at the state level, I think people are very impatient for change or progress on the cancer crisis.
Taking a look at the environmental angle in your home, in your water, and fields nearby.
When we did that research, we saw that for pesticides, nitrate, and radon, Iowa is definitely an outlier for our exposures to those carcinogens in the environment. And knowing that, those are a few things we can start to work on right away.
This council says radon is an outlier for exposures and risks. Cancers of lung, melanoma, stomach are connected to radon. As of July 1st, there is state funding available for radon testing through local county health departments.
One of the things that I was really proud to have supported was the requirement to install radon mitigation systems in new builds. That's something that we can do to help homeowners protect themselves.
City Council member Ike Rayford says he wants to better understand that issue and how the city can address it.
We are always looking at things to help our citizens with whatever it may be.
But as for today, there are steps you can take now to help put preventatives in place to lower the cancer risk.
Calling for change and action and a real conversation about how are we going to actually reduce our exposure to environmental carcinogens in Iowa.
So what can you do right now to reduce your environmental exposures? The Iowa Environmental Council says read labels and review information about pesticide use. Test for and mitigate nitrate in drinking water supplies. Test and mitigate radon and other carcinogens inside your home. And find PFAS-free alternatives in your household goods. Cancer isn't just striking older Iowans. People under 50 are being diagnosed at rates faster than the national average. And the fastest rising cancer types for Iowans under 50 are kidney and pelvis, colorectal, melanoma, and breast cancer. Matt?
Taylor Deckard in studio for us. Taylor, thank you.